Back in 2010, Port Adelaide completely overhauled their Guernseys, going from this original design they had worn since they joined the AFL in 1997 to this V design that was first worn in 2009 as the winner of their Planet Teal fan competition. And as we know, this is the design they still wear to this day, 14 years later, which actually makes it their longest serving Guernsey design, not including the prison bars in the sandful. When Port first made this change, I really liked it. I thought the jumpers, both home and clash, looked great, and this felt like a really fresh, sleek and modern design. Over the last few years though, I've started to feel that maybe the V jumper has had its time. It still looks fine, but unlike Port's previous Guernseys, I think the V lacks any kind of personality and definitely feels a bit generic. So what would I replace it with? Well, I think the best way forward for Port might be to look back. Here are the three options that I think would make a great new Guernsey for Port. So first up, we've got the prison bars with a touch of teal. I've put this one first as I think it looks alright, but I also know that Port fans don't want to make any changes to the classic bars. But that's okay, as I don't think this is their best option. Our second option is one we've seen recently worn by Port in their 2023 retro round. Seeing this jumper in action really made me realise what a great look it is. It's a great example of a near perfect blueprint for teams to follow when it comes to Guernsey design, as the tri-panel is a classic design, but turning the middle panel into a lightning bolt also makes it unique and incorporates the team's identity into the jumper. Our third option is what I like to call the Black Lightning Guernsey, also known as their original away jumper. For me, this has always been Port's best Guernsey, and in another reality, I could have seen this replacing their original home jumper in the early 2000s, instead of it disappearing for good. This jumper best proves my point about their current V Guernsey. If you compare the two, the Black Lightning jumper has the best bits of the V design. They're both sleek, mostly black Guernseys with touches of teal and white. But while the V jumper is a pretty generic design, the Lightning is a unique look that incorporates the power identity into the jumper. On top of that, it's just a really strong and eye-catching design. I get that the V design is also the SA state jumper, and that's important as Adelaide wear the state colours, so Port get the state design. But I also think the prison bars have proven that this team has always been about carving out their own place in history, not just being SA fanboys. If anything, the V jumper goes against their us against them mentality that has always been a part of Port's history and rivalry with the rest of the sandful.